Hi, um, it's me again. In case you didn't see any of the other failed attempts at videos that I tried, because my voice was way too low, and everybody's like, what?" And I'm like, "Oh, jeez, okay." So I decided to do another one. Well, Vlad the Impaler is still at work. I mean, no, he's not mean. He's just. You ever want to just like somebody sitting next to you and you're watching TV and you're like, I've been waiting for this show, and they know you've been waiting for that show, and they talk throughout the fucking thing. You're just like, I want to wrap your entire head in duct tape and kick you down the damn stairs. And then you look at them and they're looking at you like, whoa! And it's like, don't get mad at me because you're a fucking hole. Pardon my French. Um, I know that's so petty. Um, but, I started to think about some stuff. And I'm not really sure. I mean, I really am probably the most unbiased person in the world. I do my homework. And I do my homework on myself first because, well, I'm pretty sure I know it. I mean, I'm a good person. I made terrible choices, but I'm a good person. I mean, not like hallelujah. I mean, it's not like that. It's not like that whatsoever. It's more like I'm a naturalist. I'm a naturalist. These trees and these rocks and this sand and all of this stone and this coal and this oil. It's Earth. This is what Earth has created. Microbes, bacteria, the same four elements in different compounds. They've made a man, a banana, and nuclear weapons. All from the four elements splitting into compounds, combining. So we are stardust. And as stardust, why? Why do we think we're so superior? We share 50% of our DNA with the banana. Okay? A banana. I just woke up, so all this run tale about that. Okay? Because I don't care. I'm 40 years old, Fuck, I care. I'm all old and used up and just like old hat. But really, I just, I mean, the election that happened and all the public relations and everything, I know people are passionately upset about these things, and I do not blame them. I do not blame them whatsoever. But if all people were empathic, were empaths, they would be able to see a bigger picture, that this is just a pinpoint of a second of time, and that none of this is going to matter. It may matter to our social crap. I mean, I'm ashamed that I live in a capitalist country. Only because it's just so much There's so much despair. There's so much anger. And anger is really, fear and frustration. And if you're frustrated, that means you have love. If you say something to somebody, say, I hate you, that means I love you enough to hate you. When you're like, okay, cool, that's even worse, because then it's like, I don't give a shit enough about you to even dislike you. I know it's like total psychology. I have a son who has Asperger's, so I'm all about the guilt, all about the bribery. It's hard. I know a lot of parents don't agree with that, but I'm in total ghetto. I really don't want to walk outside by myself. And it's not because I don't trust, the boys. It's because I don't trust myself. I don't. Yeah, you like that? Gas on YouTube. Yeah, really. It's like saying girls don't fart, But, as far as substance abuse and empaths and sensitives, it's like these chemicals give you a reprieve. And it's so sad that it has to be that way. And not has to be that way, that it most likely, more than not, is that way. But you know what? I'm a primate. I'm a primate. I'm not a super genius alien like, in the year 2000. It ain't like that, okay? It's not like that. I know that we've come across things like the rapid progression between the industrial all the way to modern. And I think people really expect that is going to go as quickly as that has, but people have not had oh my God, what the fuck is that word? Have not had the opportunity to adapt and evolve. And so these high expectations are devastating. I love being a naturalist. This earth is beautiful. I just think we should go and explore more than 1 to 3% of the sea. And realize instead of going out there into space, why don't we go to the sea and see and comprehend that it is internal and that these things repeat each other in larger and larger, more complex organisms. Why not go back to the basic? I wish NASA would do this. We don't even know our own planet. We don't know its capabilities under that beautiful sea, the vents, oh my God. I know I get very about this stuff, but I was never taught this. This is something, oh Jesus Christ, like that. This is something that is has been my point of view since I was 13. My parents thought I was so weird. I'm like, yeah, well, my mom always said I was different. But you know what? They just don't see it that way. They see the currency. You know, you give men food, and you know, you give one person food and you feed them. You give another person food, they flip it and sell it for monetary, money, in which they do not give back to their community and the farmers that work so hard. They do not compensate. They do not compensate for the ones that really make us grow. And just the thought of countries thinking that we agree with our leadership, it breaks my heart because so many do not, and we don't have a say in this. Or that's the feeling we get. I mean, we probably do, but that is the despair that we feel. So I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm just concerned. I'm concerned. I made a lot of bad choices in my life, but even I know that sucks. You know. I feel like he should be in like a frat house, like on initiation, and they should all tie him down and shave his head. But here's another thing. I kind of feel sorry for Melania. At first I was like, geez, she must have to put a bag over his head when they do it. But then I was like, you know what? No. I think she should put a bag over her head so she doesn't have to look at the rest of him besides his face. I think it was Rachel Zoe that said one time, if it came down to it and you had to, would you sleep with Donald Trump, or would you want everybody in the world to think you did? Rachel, so I love you. Just think about that for a second. I don't even know. I mean, I just might take one for the team and just like disassociate, you know, or start laughing. You know, when you're drunk in church and the priest starts singing and you just lose your mind. You're like, ha ha ha, you know, because it's. Oh. Not that I'm a churchgoer, but I was raised Roman Catholic, and, you know, Roman Catholics, we're allowed to be obliterated on Christmas and Easter and every other time. But, yeah. Yeah. Seriously, I mean, my son's autistic. And if you have any of these problems with bipolar or PTSD, or, you know, any kind of social, like agoraphobia, or, I mean, this is something that is so common, and people don't want to talk about it, because they haven't experienced it, number one. And number two, when they have experienced it, it was not the up and down roller coaster. So they don't understand these extremes. They don't understand that complete despair, that defeated feeling. And I did, and you know what? My life fell apart. First thing I thought was, you know, I have to fix this. I have to make it all better. And then I thought some more. And I'm like, you know, this thing is broken into a million pieces. Maybe before I try to make things all better, I better just pick up the pieces. Because if I don't pick up the pieces, I can't do anything. That's so weird. I always have like good advice. I wish I took it more often, but PTSD, bipolar, you know. Plus, I have EDS, which is like a genetic thing where you get a lot of joint pain, dislocations, crap like that. But you know what? I am very comfortable with being uncomfortable. So just know that there are other people that are on this roller coaster that feel like they shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be guilty whatsoever. This is this is not a contest. This is life. We have human nature. Don't fight your nature. You will regret it for the rest of your life. To know that you suppressed yourself from everything you believed and were passionate about and loved just to appease others. And I really think, after saying all that out loud, it's kind of changed my perspective on things. Well, anyway, I just thought I'd, kind of reach out and, I just woke up, so, this whole, but people aren't alone. When they don't have a good support system, they have to go through it alone, and that's hard. But for the men out there who still is hurting as that little boy, and the women out there that are still hurting as that little girl, your adult self needs to take that little girl or that little boy by the hand and guide her with your mature knowledge. Mother her.